folkens! Da vi tilbake igjen med en ny episode av Hogwarts Legacy. Og nå, forrige episode så skjedde det en god del. Så se første episoden, hvis du ikke har gjort det, før du ser denne her. Fordi dette her er litt av en story, altså. Dette her har litt av en story. Ok, så nå må vi bare komme oss fram til your common room, så det står markert der. Så da kan vi egentlig bare gjøre det. Men det som er dette her, er at vi har ting vi kan utforske. Her tok vi et eple tydeligvis. Er det noe vi kan gjøre her da? Altså bare se på dette spillet her, folkens. Se hvor fantastisk dette er. Se på alle de bildene. Her er denne grafikken. Altså dette spillet her er så fantastisk. Altså det må være lov å si det. Det må være lov å si det. Ok, så det er dit vi skal. Vi spiser noe teple, vi. Sånn, nam-nam. Ok, vi får komme oss ut her. Nei, men her var det en del folk her. Jeg har fått Puff Student. Så forrige episode så skjedde det en del. Vi valgte også hus i forrige episode. Og som dere sikkert så valgte vi Hufflepuff. Det var det jeg følte for å velge, og det eneste jeg følte for å være riktig. Ok, det er masse åpne ganger her da, så det er masse vi kan gjøre. Altså, shit. Men, ok, så dit skal vi. Men, går det an å stoppe?
Professor Black would get rid of all the muggle-born students. Too much to hope for, I suppose.
My parents were thrilled to hear that Black was being put in charge.
Stemmer det.
Our families have been friends for centuries.
Det spiser vi litt. Ok, vi kan ikke bruke for mye tid på å bare gå rundt da. Vi må jo gjøre noe, og det skal vi. Det er bare så pent spill at du får bare lyst til å utforske så mye, folkens. Altså hvis dere spiller selv, så vet dere det. Dere vet det, dette her. Så, ja. Vi kan også se hva det her er. Er det en globus eller noe sånt? Nei. Nei, uansett, vi får gå her og se.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Og her skal vi gå rundt og snakke med alle disse folka her, så det kan at dette her blir litt sånn kjedelig episode, men altså, Hogwarts Legacy, altså folkens, det er Hogwarts Legacy, sånn er det bare. Uansett, vi kan starte med å snakke med hun her, Lenora, som driver og koser på ugle.
Oh, hello. She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Stemmer det. Hva skal vi si da? Jeg tror vi tar det der.
I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so.
Ravenclaw?
I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly.
Ja.
Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Ja, vi må jo spørre hun om hvorfor hun har lyst til å være Ravenclaw.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Ja,
nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Adieu. Ja, men der ser vi noen sånne spøkeler som driver og vandrer rundt. Det er alltid på Hogwarts Legacy. Her har vi en kar her. Og ikke der, Ura. Nei. Vi tar et kakestykke, vi. Mens vi snakker med de andre her. Altså, jeg har så bare lyst til å gå og utforske litt flere ting her, men jeg skal prøve å bare gjøre det jeg skal i spillet her. Jeg skal prøve å bare gjøre ting i storyen. Bare for å komme litt fortere i gang da. For hvis ikke det så blir jeg sikkert aldri ferdig. Det er jo lang story uansett da, men altså, ja. Jeg har jo lyst til å bli ferdig så fortest som mulig. Egentlig så har jeg ikke det, jeg har lyst til å nyte spillet veldig. Vi får snakke med hun her da.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes. He travels for
Nå må vi
work.
være litt snille her, folkens, til å
I'm
snakke
sure
litt
he
med
just wrote it in a rush.
prøve å være litt sosiale
Nothing to worry about.
på Hogwarts.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course. And good luck.
Ok. Da har vi bare Arthur som vi skal snakke med. Det er han der, ja. Stemmer det. Så ja, la oss gå og snakke med han, selv om jeg har så lyst til å gå i ganger og bare utforske litt mer. Men altså, dette her er svært. Hvis vi går på... Du har vel map her og sånn, tror jeg. Men jeg husker ikke hvem av dem det var, uansett. Vi får ta den andre. Arthur Plumley, ja, faktisk. Plumley. Arthur Plumley.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Ja.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puff skein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Ok, vi må spørre han om dette her.
Pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as soon as the puff skein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Good luck, Arthur.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of
Så, ok, nå skal vi møte professor Weasley.
them outside the common room?
Skal vi møte professor Weasley, bare se. Jeg vet jeg har sagt det flere ganger. Se hvor pent dette spillet her er. Altså, det er fantastisk. Altså, jeg storkoser meg virkelig. Og dere som ser på, håper dere storkoser dere med denne serien her. Fordi det bør dere, altså.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Ja. Nice. Kult! folkens! Nice.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Nice.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Ok, så nå skal vi følge til Professor Weasley. Ok, folkens, dette her
This way.
kanskje ikke skjer like mye i denne episoden her som det gjorde i første episoden, men vi får se da. Så jeg litt usikker på hvor lang denne episoden her vil bli, men det får vi også se. Det får vi også se, folkens. Stemmeskuespill her også jo fantastisk. Det hører jeg at det er fantastisk, altså.
Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Okay.
Revelio.
Collect recruitment to contain yeah. Continue. Field guide challenge appears here. Open field guide. Så her kan vi åpne opp for litt ting. Her åpner det opp for challenges og sånn. Her åpner det opp for forskjellige ting vi kan gjøre. Ja. Exit field guide. Så det er mye du kan gjøre her, folkens. Masse du kan gjøre i spill her, og det er... Ja, jeg tror ikke jeg kan si det nok ganger, at det er fantastisk. Jeg kan faktisk ikke si det nok ganger. At det er fantastisk, altså. Ganske svært, da, så det kan være vanskelig å finne fram.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. Okay,
you discovered fast travel point. You can open map. You can put M nå. Ja. Så det er her vi skal være da. Så her er vi, den blå pila her. Zoom. Select Great Hall. Ja, det er den her, den. Sånn. Ok. Jeg bare sleit litt med å finne ut av dette her, folkens. Så jeg vet ikke om jeg skal klippe det vekk eller ikke. Det er litt usikker, så jeg orker ikke å sitte og klippe så mye, men litt må jeg jo kanskje klippe og redigere litt da. Det må jeg nok.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Sånn, ok, da skal vi følge til Professor Weasley til Central Hall. Så... Yes.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Ja. Jeg må spørre om Hogsmeade der da.
Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now.
Där var Fig, vet du.
The devil? Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank
Ja.
you.
Da tror jeg vi skal...
Good luck today.
Ok.
And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Da... Ok, så nå skal vi snakke med Fig. La oss høre hva Fig har å si, da.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well-trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Nice. You can track available quests from the map. Ikke sant? Her har vi to... completing the track quest. Vi skal gjøre en quest her I hvert fall.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly
Bra jobba,
helpful.
Fig.
Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Ja, stemmer det. Ok, attend the defense against the darkness. Kompass, jeg vil ha kompass. For der legger det litt der. Ok, så vi må komme oss opp dit. Jeg tror det den veien her. Ok, her, I sånne situasjoner som det her, kan at vi må klippe litt. Sånn. Var det bug, eller var det meningen at døra skulle gå opp når jeg faktisk ikke var der? Ikke vet jeg. Ikke vet jeg, folkens. Jeg vet ikke om dere merker det, men jeg synes det noe spesielt med Fig. Jeg stoler ikke helt på han. Det noe spesielt. Han føles ut som han skjuler noe. Og det ganske stort. Quest. Der, ja! Ja, dette her må vi gjøre. Dette her husker jeg. Det her gøy.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Der, ja. Ok, nå skal vi lære oss Leviosa. Faktisk så har jeg en ting å si der. Altså, i Harry Potter-filmene så sier de Wingardium Leviosa, ikke Leviosau. Så det er noe de har gjort litt annerledes, men ja, det går jo fint det. Sånn, og der fikk vi lært oss den. Nice!
Levioso.
Ser man det?
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Og jeg tror jeg nå skal... Ja, nå skal vi øve på den der greia. Det her husker jeg godt, altså. Det her husker jeg godt. Så jeg har spilt litt lenger enn dette her før, men ikke så mye lenger, altså. Ikke kommet langt ut i storyen i det hele tatt.
Let us begin with the basic cast.
Ja, sånn.
See how the dummy deflected your cast. This
Deflected.
time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Ja.
Good. Well done.
Well done. Der, vet du.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling.
Oh ja, nå skal dueling.
Duelist, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Ok. Ok, dette her skal vi greie.
This should be easy. You're good. How perceptive. Thank you.
du?
This can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm What are you doing up there?
Fader, shit, nå gjør jeg det ikke bra her. Nå gjør jeg det faktisk ikke bra her, sånn.
I do enjoy life as a duel.
Så vant jeg over han. Nå. Her, ja. Hva er det å si nå?
Not bad for a beginner.
Nei, jeg er ikke det, vet du. Sebastian selv. Lærte oss Levioso.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well
Sebastian
done.
Sallow, ja.
I shall reach out
Han må
soon
vi
with
snakke litt
additional
med.
assignments.
Vi må ikke han det. Gøy å snakke med
All
han.
right. That's
Speak
enough
with
spectacle
Sebastian.
for Monday. Class is dismissed.
Ja, så en til her vi kan
I'd hate
snakke
to
med.
face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Jeg vant over deg, Sebastian Sallow. La oss snakke med deg.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned? Count me in.
Ja, gjør det. Gjør det, Sebastian.
If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance.
Ja.
If you're interested. Till next time.
Der, ja. Da har vi fullført denne questen. Da skal vi gå til Charm Class. Så her kan vi åpne quest-loggen og se hva ting vi har her. Her er det inventory, gear, så videre. Hvis vi går på gear da. Her så finner vi forskjellige klesplagg vi kan bruke og sånn da. Så jeg kan se hva vi har da, men akkurat nå så har vi ikke så mye spesielt å bruke. Nei, vi har ikke det altså. Hood on? Nei, vi trenger ikke ha på hood vel. Change. Jo, vi har faktisk en del altså. Ja, men jeg tenker at ennå så kan han gå i dette her. Handwear. No. Nei, nothing selected. Nei, så det er ikke så mye vi kan forandre på ennå, men det kommer etter hvert, folkens. Det kommer etter hvert. Akkurat nå kan vi vel bare gå til Charm Class. Forresten, det her glemte jeg å snakke om. Jeg husker ikke hvor det er. Er det inventory? Notes, resources. Talents. Men jeg husker ikke helt her, men det er en sånn måte du kan se... hva heter det da? Formel du har lært, kanskje T? Ja, her ja. Så her har vi alle formlene vi kan lære, og så de som det ikke er låst på, det er de som vi har lært. Så, folkens, det her er en formel jeg har lyst til å lære etter hvert. Det er Avada Kedavra. Ja, jeg vet, det tenker sånn, skal du bli ond? Nei, men du kan bruke den på slemme fiender og sånn, og bare slakte de ned. Så jeg håper at vi kan få lært alle disse formlene her i løpet av serien, som blir ganske kult. Da må vi gjøre litt side missions og sånn også da, men jeg tror at det skal gå. Nå får vi bare komme oss av gårde til Charm Class. Så ja. Sebastian Sallow, han er faktisk en god person. Han er Slytherin da, men han er ikke ond. Han er en snill person som kommer til å bli med en del i storyen. Han kommer til å være med ganske mye. Ja, spøkelser som drev og jagde hverandre.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Begin. So. Nice.
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Ja, men er jo en Gryffindor student her.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student.
Ja, jeg er det.
Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Nei, jeg har ikke det.
shall we begin?
Professor Ronan.
Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Ja, ikke sant, ja. Nå skal vi lære oss SEO. Så vi lærer litt nye formler i denne episoden her, og det er bra. Ok, la oss gjøre dette her. Sånn, 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 og der. Enkelt som bare det.
Akio.
Nice.
That is not bad.
Nei, det er ikke det, skjønner du. Det er ikke bad.
I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Ja, det her husker jeg. Dette her blir gøy, folkens. Dette her blir gøy.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Ja, ok, den her.
Simply cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Accio. Think of this excellent. Don't lose your composure.
Fader, der feiler jeg.
Very good.
Hva som jeg feiler da? Nei, dette her gikk ikke bra. Dette her gikk ikke bra.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
Nå er det hun som skal gjøre dette her. Jeg skal konkurrere mot hun da. Det så jo hvor dårlig jeg var, så jeg kan ikke... Det kan at jeg taper nå. Men vi får bare prøve dette da. Hvorfor kunne du ikke bare feile der? Det har vært bedre hvis du hadde feilet.
That is how it's done.
10 poeng, ok. Ikke så bra. Søren, hvor god du skal være da! hvordan skal vi gjøre det her? Vi feiler jo uansett, altså.
Quite impressive.
Ja, da var det hun som vant da. Da feilet vi. Men det går fint. Det går så fint så.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Ja, den der greia
I
der.
think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
Ok, nå må vi fokusere her, folkens. Nå må vi fokusere. Ja, du er veldig god, du. Glad for at du er så god. Jeg må se her hvordan vi skal gjøre det her. Der, ja. Sånn. Ok. Ok, da er det min tur igjen. Nei! Der feilet jeg, altså. Der feilet jeg. Hvorfor feiler jeg så mye? Ok. Ok, nå må jeg time dette her. Her må jeg time.
Do not think I will start going.
Nei! Søren! Der gjorde jeg det dårlig, folkens. Der gjorde jeg det dårlig.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Vi må spørre noen dette her da.
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course. You can use Accio on humans.
Så vi får snakke med professor Ronan, og så tenker jeg at vi snart kan begynne å avslutte episoden, ja. Men vi skal snakke med professor Ronan først, altså.
If you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Ja. Der, ja. Quests available, sånn. Men ja, da tenker jeg at vi kan avslutte denne episoden for i dag, ja, folkens. Så neste episode så ser det nok ut som at vi skal til Hogsmeade. Nå må bare åpne quest-loggen og se hvilke quest dette her er. Weasley after Konkurering. Ja. Ok, så neste episode så kan vi jo snakke med professor Weasley. Jeg tror det er da vi skal dra til Hogsmeade. Tror jeg. Og så kan vi også ta sånn der Crossed One. Der skal vi sånn duellere liksom og sånn da. Og det må vi gjøre mer av, for det kommer dere sikkert til å synes blir gøy å se på. Så, ja. Hvis dere likte den videoen her, så lenge like og subscribe, så kommer neste video veldig, veldig snart. Altså, ja. Bare følg med på kanalen. Ha det bra.